higher ground now. You got anything to add to that, Mike?
Governor Jeff Tiberio from WNC Radio. Do you have an update for us on the mega shelter in Winston-Salem? I think you said yesterday capacity 1,000. Do we have a sense of how many people who have evacuated are there? And also, are there any other mega shelters, Charlotte or Fayetteville or Asheville, that might be?
The mega shelter at the Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum, Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem is open. I know that we are working to establish other mega shelters that may be open by the end of the day, depending on numbers of evacuees. I don't know how many are there right now. You might know it.
So the last that I was told was around 70. But as I mentioned in previous press conferences, these numbers are not static, and so they could have increased, could have decreased. As far as other mega shelters, we actually have a two-man team that's out right now doing shelter surveys and working with local governments to find out whether they would be willing to offer up mega shelters. We think we're going to be successful with that. But before we open up, a big shelter like that, we want to make sure there's the need, and so we are working towards that end. That is a major operation that we have ongoing. Thank you, sir.
North Carolina traditionally has had an excellent relationship with FEMA. I've spoken to Brock Long, the administrator.
Stay right here with us here on News Now. Another hour on Fox 10 Extra coming up. Hurricane Florence coverage continues next on News Now. Yeah.
Ребята, продолжаем находиться в прямом эфире. Вот нас уже тут показывают прямо с набережной новости. По техническим причинам я вынужден был отключиться, но сейчас включились мы. Звук также может быть пропадать, но ничего страшного. Вот он комментирует, видите, с берега прямо. Сейчас в данный момент вообще ситуация уже ухудшается. Вот видно, как шатается эта вышка, видно наблюдательный пункт такой, или просто беседка, которая как бы идет таким вот выходом в море, как она шатается. Что, мне кажется, что ее скоро уже снесет при таких сильных волнах. Ну, выступило все начальство с предупреждением, что может быть сильные повреждения. Да, здравствуйте, здравствуйте. Да-да-да, возвращаемся все к нашей аудитории. Ну, он говорит, что продолжается эта стихия. Вот показано нам, на какую часть территории уже Ага, придвигается ураган. Вот уже какая-то часть уже зашла на побережье.
And headlines from across the country, and really the big story of the day, no doubt, from North Carolina, South Carolina, continuing coverage here of Hurricane Florence. We are waiting for an update from our affiliate there in Fox 46 in Charlotte. Once they have a live report there, we will bring that to you right here on News Now. But I want to continue on with a little bit more on the North Carolina governor. Then a little bit we'll have our very own meteorologist here, Corey McCloskey, to give us a live update as well. We got everything planned for you right here on News Now, but look at this.
Вот этот
Live shot right there. We're going to
домик, который качается.
as well for you
Вот.
all day long.
Даже видно, как он пошатывается.
Fox 10 Phoenix.
Волны такие вот. Вот выступает сейчас, конференцию проводит все начальство.
Administrator, Mike Sprayberry speaks with him frequently. We have our FEMA representatives here on the ground. Already equipment and material and supplies have come to staging areas ready to send out places that need it. So we feel very confident that we will have the support that we need. It has certainly been promised to us, and we're going to hold them to that. I have, and he said whatever we need. And I've also spoken with a number of cabinet secretaries and at the federal level, from Secretary Azar to Secretary Carson to Homeland Security Secretary Nielsen to Secretary Wilbur Ross, several others. I've talked to a number of them personally to make sure we have that federal commitment that's going to be necessary to make sure that we get the job done. I know our congressional delegation has been very responsive, and also we have been keeping our state legislators up to date. They are often out there visiting with emergency management people. Some of them have come to the Emergency Operations Center here. So it's a real team effort here, and I think it's important that we continue that.
Governor Cooper, Sam DeGray with the Asheville Citizen Times. It's been a while since hurricane caused problems with hog waste in eastern North Carolina, but it's also been a while since we had a hurricane like Florence coming our way. Is there any concern that pollution from hog waste lagoons will be a problem as Florence begins to impact us here?
Yes, we are concerned about hog waste lagoons and other potential environmental hazards when we're talking about this much rain, when we're talking about significant river flooding. I know our Department of Environmental Quality is on the ready. I understand that the EPA is also here to help, and I do understand in talking to Commissioner Steve Trockett.
We're trying to hear that reporter there. It's really hard to understand them, as you can see that the wind really picking up there as Hurricane Florence continues to start its assault there on the Carolina coast. Hi everyone, Mike Page here. Welcome to News Now. We momentarily just lost that shot, so what we're going to do is have the tracker right here, and just in a little bit we're going to have our very own Corey McCloskey giving us an update as well. But we are just moments away from that live update, and once we get that shot back up from Atlantic Beach there in North Carolina, we'll bring that to you right now. But officials that we were learning about earlier today saying that time is running out for evacuations, as some people are still continuing to try to stay their ground right now. But that might
Ребята, пишите в комментариях, как ваше мнение, какие могут быть, по вашему прогнозы этой всей ситуации с ураганом?
Thanks for getting up early, buddy. Absolutely. And for manning the parapets out.
Американцы, как
It's busy.
всегда,
I know you've had a busy morning.
юмором.
And the feeling, as you just said, people have not evacuated yet. And the winds aren't going to be as terrible as thought yesterday. Yeah. But the flooding is going to be torrential, of course. You've already heard that the rainfall will be very heavy. And unfortunately, even if the winds don't
Послушаем,
hit those power
о чем они
lines,
говорят на английском.
the ground is going to be so
Кто
soft, it
понимает.
won't take as much wind to eventually knock those trees over, and so no doubt power is going to be out for much of the, certainly all the coastal areas in Carolina. And then you're really in a jam. You think, oh, I'm going to wait this out. I'm a tough guy.
Вот показывают нам модуляцию
Cell phone runs out.
урагана.
Kind of stuck. Oh, yeah. To wait to see if anybody remembers that you decided you were going to be so brave. But here we are. We're watching the latest radars you see there, and it's a slow-moving storm too. That's the bad part too, because when they stall out or move very slowly, then you just see these relentless thunderstorms just rolling over the same real estate, and that's where you get these just biblical rainfall totals. It really is going to be one for the ages, for sure. Certainly on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. You may remember last year there was a Texas hurricane. Things start with an H. Like, yeah, sometimes you can't keep them all straight. Yes. But anyway,
Ребята, пишите комменты.
stalled out near Houston. Kind of came on shore, then left, and then came back on shore. But some of those spots picked up 60 inches of rainfall, so it can happen. Wow. And anyway, so live, this is what we're looking at, correct? Yes. So let's show everybody your maps here so you can have control of it. We're going to swing through here. Look how quiet the rest of the country is. I mean, you hardly know anything was really happening in the U.S. Some Gulf Coast showers, but most of those are offshore. They're just starting to edge into the Texas coast there. But this storm, it's big. I mean, its aerial coverage certainly is about as big as the state of Arizona. And as it gets nearer, these rain bands are going to become even more defined. But you can see how the thunderstorms are already starting to edge their way through the outer banks, and soon they will be really pushing onshore. In fact, even now north of Wilmington there, we're
Ребята,
seeing
пишите в
some of
чате,
that
чат
happening.
открыт.
I'm not sure why we're showing Arizona. They're just bragging to show how dry we are, I guess. But here,
Вот нам показывают модуляцию урагана, как он зайдет и куда он дальше двинет.
storm will take, and look how much in agreement they are. Often they're very wildly divergent, but in this case, all of these computer runs seem to believe that this storm is going to take just about the path that you see there, which would move it through South Carolina, then hook it northward into eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, and heads up Indiana and Ohio, perhaps Pennsylvania. We'll see how it acts once it starts to get farther to the north. But this can, you wouldn't think a state like Indiana would have any real hurricane worries, but it can often happen. You know, once these storms get inland, if they've still got a lot of moisture in them, you know, a state like Indiana, if Indiana gets 7 or 8 inches of rain, they're going to have problems. And you know, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and when I was a kid, a storm called Agnes came through. It was 1972, and it was so powerful that it still was able to spend a lot of energy on Pennsylvania, and it was some of the worst flooding they had seen in about
Вот
60
наглядно
years.
показывают модуляцию.
The landscape in many ways for people along the Susquehanna River where I grew up. But nevertheless, this is again the path that we expect to see. Again, this storm will kind of come between Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina. But here's the rainfall futurecast. Again, this is kind of what we expect to see over the next 24 hours or so. You can can see where ground zero is, obviously, where
Yes.
that bright yellow is. And as these,
Look how that's red.
Да, ребята, спасибо, что подключаетесь к нашему чату и к нашему каналу на YouTube.
I've never seen that. I don't know what that's like to be.
Смотрим сейчас,
With more than 3 feet.
как движется ураган Флоренс.
Well, thankfully, it'll all run into the Atlantic Ocean eventually. But boy, on its way, it's going to be tearing up the Piedmont, as they say. Those beautiful, the stretch between the coastal Carolinas and the mountains to the west. It's so beautiful. That's just some of the prettiest country. And those creeks are just going to be raging, and the small rivers as well. So again, get ready for, if you haven't contacted your relatives out that way, you might want to give them a shout, see how they're doing. Hopefully they moved inland. Now, what would you do? Let's say you were out that way. What's your personality? You get the evacuation order.
I would have left as soon as I got that first evac warning. I would have been like, I'm not wasting my time here.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't know how much glory there is later on. I guess unless you're down at the VFW or your local bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rode it out. But the potential for disaster is so great. I'm not really a fan.
And Corey, how fortunate are the people there in the Carolinas that earlier in the week this thing was a 4, category 4, and then it dropped down to a 2. What would have happened if it hit shore at a 4?
Well, certainly the storm surge would have been perhaps greater. When they were predicting as much as a 12 or 13 foot storm surge, we'll see tonight how what that will turn out to be.
Yes.
And of course, winds at that speed, those are roofs off for sure, and perhaps walls down. Less sturdy buildings are going to really be in trouble. Here's a quick little kind of an explainer on a hurricane and how it, as it's moving forward, if you dice a hurricane up into four pieces like a pie. Probably the best place to be, if there is a best place, would be in the southwestern part of the direction. Relative to the island, some severe. So now it looks like most of coastal North Carolina would be in that top right quadrant as that storm comes ashore. So they've certainly got some troubles ahead. But once again, we'll keep an eye on this all day long, as everyone will out there. And it's like a slow motion.
Нет, это голос не по рации, это трансляция идет, диктора телевидения.
Folks who live more history buffs
Right.
remember the terrible storm in Galveston, Texas
Yes.
in 1900. Nobody knew it was coming.
Nobody.
Killed thousands. Anyway, well, we got some intrepid reporters out in the surf down there. I'm glad I'm not there.
All right.
We can check in on those guys too. So Mike,
Да, по телевизору.
thanks, Dan.
Coming up in about 45 minutes. All right, thanks, Corey, for that update. Let's go now to the coast there in North Carolina. This is where these reporters, they're just making it.
Outdoing themselves.
Yes. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this right here. All right, so it looks like.
Ну вот картинка с побережья. Вот.
That shot right there, but you're taking a look at what's going on right there. This is Atlantic Beach there, North Carolina. Continuing coverage right here on the news now and Fox 10 Extra. Thanks so much for joining us. And for Corey McCloskey coming on and giving us this update here of what they can expect there out on the East Coast as Hurricane Florence continues to make its assault there. We're back in just 2 minutes.
Conditions that the is dealing with Chief Harvey here from Atlantic Beach Police. We've talked a long time.